Good evening, and welcome to another optimal episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your opportunistic and optimistic host, Voice of Doom. Okay. I just figured I'm kind of still awake at 12:31 a.m. and I have a full day planned tomorrow, but I wanted to do a diatribe because I got nothing better to do right now. I've been watching the YouTube and gathering up things to talk about. I wanted to actually talk about the microcosm a bit. And I don't even like to say it out loud, but things are looking up for the kid. I'm working a lot at my new job, and I'm getting better at it, and I'm doing pretty good. I don't like to say that because every time I do that, as is with a lot of people probably, when you get too optimistic, something always comes along to burst your bubble. But I want to be proactive as far as that goes. That means I'm getting older and I got to start making changes. It's called human revolution, and I got to change a lot of things or I'm not going to be healthy. So I'm going to have to give up a few things. It'll be difficult because I'm addictive. I have to be doing something all the time or I'm just not happy. And sometimes those things end up being sitting on this bed here watching YouTube for 6 or 7 hours, but I'm doing something. It's not always physically productive, but I'm really liking my job. I gotta really be honest. It has its problems, as with any restaurant. Never worked in a restaurant that didn't have problems. Never. But, things will work out like they work out. I'm not gonna, I have to be level-headed, which is not the way I am. I have to keep my emotions in check and not go off the deep end if things start getting under pressure. And it's not for me. I don't really care. I can be under pressure all I want, but I don't want people who come out to dinner to be unhappy, tapping their foot, looking at me like, what the hell's going on here? I hate that. Because I'm an empath. I'm an IFJS personality, which is one of the best, but we won't get into that. That's just the way I am. I was born to be an empathetic person who cares about other people more than myself. So I'm happy about that, and I don't want to stymie or put a whammy or hex on myself by saying I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Because I could sabotage myself with right now. I could shut this off and I could go and blow everything I have. So life's a struggle that way. But enough about that. I won't go on too much about that. I just want to get into a few things that are happening on the news. And it's very interesting because the chickens are coming home to roost for some people. And other people are excelling nicely. Now, let's talk about current events. Petri dish is getting raked over the coals by everybody, including his own cadre of sycophants that have been praising him about how well he's done and how what a great president he was, which is ridiculous. Prima facie ridiculous. I get tired of people trying to interpret and spin. We know that it was one of the worst things ever in the history of the United States. And he will go down in history. 100 years from now, he will be known as one of the worst. But for now, he's still walking around and he's doing interviews and he's blowing them, and he can do as many interviews as he wants. I hope he's in the limelight for the next 4 years. And I guess the director of the FBI, former, is in a bit of a pickle with his tweetings and twerkings, or whatever the hell they do these days, of seashells on the seashore. And it's just like, Bill, you get him for some sexual foible and get him in front of a grand jury and impeachment over a dress, when he's guilty of much more than that. And this Comey guy's guilty, and he's admitted it on the air that he leaked things. And it's obvious he was a saboteur of the orangey agenda. So jail time for him would be good. It doesn't matter, because all these FBI and CIA guys who are directors end up drowning. Happens every time. They have a stroke. The FBI, come on. J. Edgar Hoover, gay as hell, and going against anything against the right-wing John Birch, whatever the hell society, acting like he's all that, taking down organized crime. What organized crime? I don't see any. He was a joke. And most of the FBI people were probably jokes, because they got too much power. But Comey, do they think they're actually going to skate? Not just for seashells, but for everything. And all these guys should be arrested and jailed, because they're criminals. They spread lies. They impede the progress of our country. And they should be jailed because, show me the man, I show you the crime, Schiff. Let's go deep into his background, what he said, what he's done publicly, what he said and done privately, and indict him and put him in prison. It seems very simple. Pelosi, insider trading, who knows what else, inciting an insurrection. She admitted she did it, so put her in prison. She can do a lot of good in prison. She can help the other prisoners get their law degrees. Now, Orangey scares me in a bit, because when things are too good, you wonder, is Revelation correct, or are we at the end of human history? Is the tribulation and Armageddon and the whole thing going to come to pass? I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and think he's doing what he thinks is best as a businessman. He looks at the United States as a corporation, which it is, and it's like, how can we fix these problems? And I applaud him for that, but at the same time, he's doing so well, and his adulation worldwide is becoming so great that I think about the Omen. And I don't want to think that way, but I give everything equal consideration. If a person's becoming too popular, if he's a world peacemaker, well, the Bible said, the beast will bring about world peace, and then he'll turn on everybody. And I want to think he's that person, and I don't even think it even is a real thing, because it was all made up out of whole cloth in the 19th century by some theologian. But I still have to be fair. And even when somebody is doing really good, I go, why is this guy doing so good? I mean, I'm just a cynic. But he is doing good because he's gone to the Middle East, to Saudi Arabia, one of the most powerful countries in that region, and saying, let's work together and quit wasting our time killing each other. Makes perfect sense. Why are you killing each other? Over what? Religion? Over resources? It's a very simple way to have everybody in the Middle East live, the life of Riley, if they just stop killing each other. And that means you have to get rid of the evil people. Stop pussyfooting around. I mean, Israel really has to go into Gaza like a bulldozer and take everybody out that's an enemy. They keep bitching about we're not getting the hostages back soon enough. It's been 2 years almost. And it's like, what do you want us to do? Well, what you have to do is you have to get troops to go into every tunnel and clear everything out. You don't just say, oh, I have rats in my house, so I'll kill 1 or 2 and hope the problem goes away. No. You have to get rid of all the rats so they don't procreate. And the collateral damage is collateral damage. That's karmic retribution for what they've done in previous lifetimes. So don't feel guilty about that. But Orangey's doing a hell of a job. He's probably going to bring about world peace if you give him enough time, and the rate he's going, I think he's going to do it. And I have trepidation about the fact that he will actually do that, because that's just unheard of. So I'm watching with bated breath. I'm enjoying the left-wing idiot liberal wokester mongrel dumb shits finally have to admit that they were being duped and they're idiots, and they should all have anything resembling a career stripped from them, and they should all have their assets confiscated for what they've done. The media, the whole bunch of them. I don't have to name names. But they're getting their comeuppance, and they're going to be looking more and more like fools, to the point where they have to retire and live with their cats on Martha's Vineyards and, die. But see, a lot of people, like liberals, they're getting a lot of kudos on the YouTube with this Mar guy. He's like getting a lot of airtime because people are going, wait, he's a liberal, he's totally against Orangey, but he's reasonable. And he was right about a lot of things. Now, I've watched Mar for years. Not really. I watched Politically Correct for 2 or 3 episodes, and I realized it's too on the nose for me. And I was still a liberal anarchist at the time it started, so I was kind of on his team, but it's just like, this is, I mean, I don't know. When it's too perfect, you don't want to watch it. And then he and I parted ways, because after the Clinton administration, I decided this Democrat thing is not it. They've fooled us and duped us and run us into bankruptcy. And so I became more of a righty. And I'm still a what you call a classical liberal, which most people don't understand. Is a libertarian, basically. I believe that people should be free to do what they want, but at the same time, I'm conservative when it comes to government, like, curtail them or get rid of them or whatever, and not spend so much money. So that's where I was at. And now it's very clear. I couldn't be a Democrat now. I would sooner be killed. I would put down my head to have it chopped off before registering as a Democrat. Just can't do it. They're just evil people. So, I think 15 minutes is good. It's almost 16. I didn't say anything, but I gave you some stuff to think about. And I just wanted to get one in. So, enjoy the day. I will be having a very good day tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.